Line at MSC?
Spring, but thank you so much for breaking down the draft here, guys. You know, we're excited about the matchup here because, yeah, we're moving to Group D. And once again, everybody, welcome to the Caster's Desk here. I am Naisu with Leo as we're bringing you the next 3 matches to round out today, day 1 of MWI.
It's a best of 2, and again, only 2 teams move on through the next stage, and we're starting the competition here in the group with TLG from China going up against GGHG from Malaysia. Eyes on these ladies from Malaysia specifically because, as mentioned by our desk host, by our analyst, they recently won the biggest tournament here in MLBB Esports just about a week ago under SRG. Now GGHG have a big chip on their shoulders.
We're going to find out exactly how things fall into place, just like we did with Group A, now that we are starting to kick things off with Group D here. Once again, it's Title Legends Gaming from China and GGHG Gaming Gladiators, home girls from Malaysia. We're jumping into the land of Dawn. This is game number 1 here in this best of 2.
A first pick, Yushin opens it up for Vermouth, and they also close it up strong with a Bane. And to answer Eterna and LaFell's question, it is indeed Quantum Charge. So Chokes here is building the Bane properly. And I'm wondering if it's going to be physical. Likely should be, given the kind of lineup that they have. A lot of magic damage on Vermouth, a lot of magic damage on Yinhuai, which is, again, a big matchup between these 2 gold laners, Yinhuai and the ever-charming Fa Fao. Fa Fao, I think, you know what? I gotta say, LaFell downplayed how important Fa Fao is.
Yeah, maybe he was being modest. Maybe he was being, you know, he didn't want to show all the cards here, because of course he's going to know a lot about GGHG here. And one thing too to know, while you know they kind of get situated, is Fa Fao, I believe she idolizes, she mentioned that she really idolizes Benny Cutie.
That's right.
Right? She looks up to that playstyle, and one day she would hope to, you know, I'm not sure if that'll ever happen, but if she wants to be able to go and match up in the lane against, I believe it's Benny Cutie and even like Sasa or Saksa.
She's playing on the same stage Benny did about a week ago.
Yeah.
So this is already on her way to fulfilling her dreams. Huge population of heroes up top here. That's 4 members from GGHG rotating towards the turtle. And this is impressive coming in from TLG. I gotta say, because the level of discipline that they have for a team as new as a developing team could be from a region like China shows a lot of promise.
Yeah, I think we got a glimpse of that already, like the nature of that back even in MSC, right? With China just in general throughout wildcards in this, but looks like they're going to battle it out for the turtle here. I'm not sure if they're going to get much of room to move from.
Whoa, the Crimson Beacon helps him get into the fight. First blood drawn by Vermouth. Chokes gets 1. The turtle taken down. Quinn as well. Ash, can she get away? No! That's what a Bane does! That's what a Bane does! Kinzaki, though, traded out for off-camera. But I gotta say, wow, TLG coming in like a huge tidal wave!
I was gonna say, they are rising here. This title is going for it. This was great placement for this objective. Look at the deadliest catch timing, too. I know that. I know you're smiling. I know you're happy.
That's a slam dunk.
That
Coach Leo appreciates.
Coach Leo appreciates it because, hey man, look at that! Look, already getting themselves a good lead here early on, and this is something we don't often see, right? We don't often see a Bane versus an Alpha matchup in the jungle.
But I think this is the natural progression. We'll talk about it in just a bit. Chi here gets caught one more time. As if the deadly catch wasn't enough, how about a Z-Force 2? Oh, you were saying?
Yeah, this is not a matchup we often see. Bane and Alpha.
But I do believe this is the sweet spot between utility and assassin. And there is a room in our metagame that's currently developing for a fighter versus fighter jungle matchup.
Jungle matchup, so the door is open, basically, is what we've seen. And so far, it's Bane walking through that door. I don't know how well he can fit through it, but it's going to be a pretty big door for him.
In the hands of Chokes, it's looking like any door is no match.
She's doing it, you know, at this point. And that's something, because when you look at this, even the gold difference that they've gotten themselves at this point, helping them get that little bit of lead for a lineup that they have. Again, that's something you really have to point out, because with the Harith even, you know, Harith's damage is going to be quite insane later on, especially once you build up. But if you can rely on the Bane to pump out the damage this early on, paired up with having just a lot of utility, even with an X-Borg on your side with Bay here, there's a lot TLG can do in the early game. And again, I think everybody, I'm not even sure just yet. We'll have to see the predictions later. But I'm almost going to bet that a lot of the weight of predictions were here on Gaming Gladiators Homegirls because of that history that they've had, the chances. Oh, hold on.
Let's talk about it later, but first, Chi jumping in. Minoa and Fury, the answer back from Kinzaki and Vermouth.
Oh.
Can they get it? Chokes secures another turtle, and Quinn gets taken down by Kinzaki again off the back of a deadly catch. They don't call it deadly for nothing.
Yeah, they don't. And it's interesting to see the way that it's working with Juicin, because Jushin, sorry, Juicin, you know, that's still, I'm still
It's a
stuck
new
with the
hero,
long
it's
card,
fine.
man. Yeah, you know.
We've been talking about it for like about 6 hours tops.
I can't remember what Eterna called it, but either Jushin or
We'll ask her later.
I think she said Zeus.
She'll mention it later for sure.
Yeah, but either way,
Wow!
look at that, turret down.
Title Legends gaming coming.
Are you surprised?
We didn't know their game.
We didn't?
It's a very limited amount of information on them, and now
Quinn?
Quinn's in trouble. Another try from Ash coming in. Chi Boy still holding down. Vermouth gets taken out by Hani. All right, GGHG on the board.
Okay, they're on the board. They lose an objective down bottom. They've lost 2 turtles. So for
You know why?
they're gonna lose.
Yin, why? Why? A 1v1.
They lose.
What was Fafo doing?
Maybe that's why LaFell wasn't talking so much. You know, Fafo gets 1v1 there against the Harith.
What's happening? Oh, here we go. Fight's continuing.
They don't
Quinn's in
stop.
trouble. The knock up, the deadly catch. Spear of Alpha out.
Okay, Spear of Alpha out. They manage. This is at a point where GGHG has to recalibrate. Oh, again, Quinn could be in trouble here.
Why don't do this?
Here?
2v1. As far as GGHG is concerned, it's a 2v1. Now Kinzaki makes yourself known. You were saying.
They're going to push him off. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. GGHG has to go ahead and kind of recalibrate a little bit. This early game, very in favor of TLG. Oh,
Huge fight up top. Kinzaki taken down. Chi gets a score. Yin White dancing. Summon Force. 3 come through. Bay pushing Ashi back. This is favorable for the X-Borg if the fight goes long enough.
Yeah.
And they let go. All right. All turtles so far up until this point went to TLG. Now with woman down, Kinzaki just about to catch up. Can Choke steal?
I think you're going to see her be very patient, but Asher's going to go ahead and spot this out.
No.
Forces are back, so no. Turtles secured here finally. They get an objective for GGHG. They're happy with that. Go ahead and get these resources as well. This is where you start to see this lineup that they have, which is also very CC heavy and vision heavy, with that Novaria start to shine here. So TLG, they conquered the early game.
Yep.
Now you just got to be like, all right, do they have enough in the tank to keep toe-to-toe in the middle game? Now with this lineup, as you see, they're going ahead trading objectives around the map. They're working around with that. Fafao gets the DHS locked in now too.
What Yinwai is doing is what they should actually be doing. Forcing all of these objectives, these fights, and these takes,
Yeah.
while GGHG aren't quite ready yet. Again, the early game, the first 6 minutes, what it did was put them up 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
Right? Now slowly GGHG is catching up. I think there will be a point of no return if TLG can get there. If they can all but secure this Lord coming in a minute, that should be it. But because, here's my theory. GGHG, if you're just talking about clear macro,
Yeah.
they might be better. If
Clear macro?
they're able to hold out.
Right. Which is most likely, again, an experience thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have so much more, I would say, because TLG was what? They were originally formed, I think, beginning of the year, 2024. You know, they came in.
Tops.
Yeah, tops at that point. So, you know, in terms of the macro level, hold on. I'm
Here
offended.
we go. Kinzaki pulling Hani back, forcing out the flicker and the astral form. And now Ashi gets caught out. Could it be the jump in, the last insanity, the punching base strikes? And she's able to get out of there. The Spear of Alpha knocking him out. Plus, Key coming through. Chokes taken down. Kinzaki as well. 2-for-1 trade. They spent a little too long underneath that tier 1 in mid now. The fight up top. Foul caught out. Can Yinwei end the job? No, she gets away.
She gets away. Man, that would have been way better if TLG managed to get the kill. We're going to look at the replay here brought to us by STC.
Yep.
Look at the CC that I was talking about, especially with this Minotaur setup from Chi. So they fight under the turret. They jump in, a Spear of Alpha to connect, and they're just... The title legends they were the ones in the air.
That's right.
They were getting the tide at that point.
A trampoline.
Yeah.
And now because of that, GGHG have a clear go at the Lord. Clean take by Quinn. And now the ladies have to pace themselves. Kinzaki gets the I'm offended. That's the knock-up on the Chi. Chi gets hit by the Crimson Beacon, gets moved out by the snare, and that's a pick-off, but too little, too late. The objective goes over to GGHG, and they've closed the gap, but about 1,000 ahead now, just barely.
Again, the lineup they have is going to shine at this point, and we saw it just from that last replay, too. So we'll see how does Title Legends take what they've done. Again, even on the macro level, Yunhoi's been doing great work, focusing on these turrets, getting them down, but they also have to worry about the Lord now going up on the top side. So I'm wondering how they're going to go ahead and rotate there, keep that under control. And you can already see, too, Fafao is farming on that top side, waiting for the rotation to come out. But TLG will stick together. That's part of the main thing that they have to do. And, you know, one thing is, again, Yunhoi hasn't died, has a Starlium Scythe, Feather of Heaven, working on the Holy Crystal, and that's all right on time, man. Under the 11 mark, if she's able to go ahead and finish that, she is going to be even more of a threat if TLG goes for that fight. Golden Staff, Wings also picked up here, too, so big power spikes for both teams. Look at that. That's, I don't know, what do you call that? The
soul snare.
The soul snare.
Yeah.
Grabbing their soul, pull them towards you if you want. That could play a part in some of these skirmishes and team fights.
Yeah, that's the difference between GGHG and TLG's CC. Like, it's utility for Title Legends. Like, they make up for it in damage and utility. But if you're just talking about CC, just clear out crowd control, knock up stuns, nothing comes close to what GGHG has done here.
Yeah, I think they're, like, I guess their layering is... Oh, wait.
Forcing out an SOA.
It's out. Defensively, that's okay, though. You know, there's the Holy Crystal. So right at the 11-minute mark, it is picked up. That is just the proof of work that we've seen from UAI so far. Oh, jump in!
Ash coming in, a surprise penalty zone, no one home. Now we know if you're the answer by Key, and they're all knocked up, Vermouth down. Kinzaki gonna be following up soon, and here's a clapback. Yunhoi dancing. No! This Harris Bay punching Quinn down into the ground. 3 for 2 so far, and TLG stand tall.
Okay, as I was saying.
You blink and you miss it.
You blink, you miss it, and there is Yunhoi with that Holy Crystal damage. And that was a great team fight there overall. So now I know Zaman Force, that's what it sounds like.
She's dancing. Look at it again.
Look at the replay here from STC. This was an initiation from GGHG. And a great placement. I mean, look at this. Again, the placement of the Zaman Force was right on where it needed to be.
And the angle of the catch, too.
Oh.
She's all in the right to be screaming with that set, because it was honestly beautiful from GGHG, right?
Yeah.
But how TLG responded.
Good response.
How's that? Creme de la creme.
Yeah, that is the creme de la creme. I don't know what else is better than that, but there's a conceal. I don't know. They might force a fight again.
Coming through from another angle, Kinzaki with the I'm offended, forcing out of known fury from Chi. And the deadly catch coming through the soul snare.
All right, again.
Great placement by the Z-Force. Good for a pickoff. Nothing sure quite yet. Good time to go for the Lord.
Good time. They got Chi down. Lord's half health here. Keep an eye on Ash. She might force an initiation with the penalty zone, so they're gonna have to go ahead and take their time with this, but they get the reset, and that might be what they're looking for. It still hasn't fully reset just yet, but they go back to this point. They hold it together, and here we go. Vermouth also picking up an item here, has the glowing wand available. Ash still waiting patiently. It seems like Title Legends Gaming is like, yeah, we don't know if we want to commit to this just yet.
Yeah, there is a Purify Yunhoi. Walks into that bush where Ash is hanging out. The full reset coming through. The forced flicker from Ash. So that's a huge resource that now GGHG have to count out for. Interestingly enough, the dance continues. And look at Fafao. Look at Fafao.
Yeah. Farming her mind out at this point, you know? And when it gets to it, this is where we see these Claudes. In a way, I don't know who I would pick more in the late game, Claude or Harith. I'd probably go with Claude, especially with the lineup that they have, especially because the value of a blazing duet is so good here.
That's where it differs. Now, wait, the fight continues. Forced out, the deadly catch. Ash goes up against Chokes. Again, deadly catch comes off cooldown like 8-9 seconds.
Yeah,
that's no problem. Should be fine. But yeah, Fafao, I guess, is making herself scarce. Like, she's showing herself, pushing down bottom, coming back. This is giving TLG a minor headache.
I think this is what you were talking about. You know, the macro decisions from GGHG. This is what we see from them. So at some point, TLG, like, think how much time they've spent here around the Lord. It's you know, it's almost been an eternity in my book. It's been a minute and a half and, you know, plus 15 seconds at this point. So
basically forever in this
that's
battle.
a lot of math, you know? It is. And with that...
Wait.
Oh, hold on.
They catch Bay, forcing out a last insanity. And there's Chi with her Minoan Fury. The answer back, deadly catch. What I say, quickly off of cooldown. And now all 5 members of GGHG, the ladies, are all in. Here comes the cavalry from TLG coming in from the east, forcing out a blazing duet. There's a pull down, goes Foul. And that's a woman down, 4v5, GGHG. Can they contest?
They're going to be able to. They're going to hold them back, though. Even down a member, GGHG is going to go for it.
1/5, 1/10, the Lord still standing. The deadly catch let go by Chocast. Where is this Lord going? Watching Bay scores it. Down goes Chi. Roast beef, anyone? This is a turning point. Ash going down here, taking her time. Bay right now is Kabir. That one's for the Amazon Arena. That means huge. Check out the replay.
Look at this, with the last insanity. Punching Bay here. She gets it with the last insanity.
Flamin' Bay.
Flamin' Bay. And gets them a huge objective. Imagine, you know, they got to feel pretty good about that. I would be hyped too, because this just swings this in their favor now. And to top it all off, the creme de la creme, if it's still that.
Creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme. The Divine Glaive picked up by Yunhui.
Yunhui has slipped up not but once.
Yeah.
This whole game.
She died.
She put TLG on her back, and everyone's just doing their job.
Put them on the wave.
They're riding the wave.
They're riding the wave.
They were able to penetrate up top, almost taken down bottom. Mid lane still standing, and you're looking at a 7K gold lead, Joseph. 7K!
7K. This is quite massive here. Henny does pick up the Divine Glaive herself, so she's got, you know, some good damage that will come from these echoes. They lose those 2 base turrets, though. They hold on to the mid one in the base. They keep that, at least.
All right, let's talk about how GGHG could still come back. I reckon if they can get another trampoline, bouncy house situation back in, then yes, because it can't just be off of Foul. We've seen that. You reckon it was Claude, right?
Yeah.
Yunhui's making you double take.
It's
you know?
Kenzaki, though. She's the one that caught Foul.
Even with a Purify, so there's 1 layer of protection for Foul.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Hani has to come in through. Quinn has to get... Is it just me or is this a CC overload?
It is.
Right?
I like the way you put it, though. Bring them to the funhouse. You know, take them to the funhouse with the CC train that they have for GGHG.
But there's got to be more than just the fun. There's got to be damage.
No, they're not. I think that's... Oh, hold on. Conceal going to be used.
All
Forces
right.
them out. Zaman Force drop too.
Early Z-Force. In comes Kenzaki, forcing out a blazing duet. Here comes Chi. Using her Minoan Fury and the flicker. The animation cancel. Here comes Vermouth. Ash the answer with the penalty zone. Kenzaki down. Chi as well. Trades that 1-for-1. Look at Ash in the back line. Vermouth looking for the snare. Oh, there's the delivery right into Chokes. 2-for-1 the trade.
Oh, that feels tough. You know, already Terizla is not the hero that has a lot of mobility, but then you get dragged back, and now Quinn in trouble. Okay.
Yunhui. At this point, Yunhui can go to 1v2, 1v3.
Yeah.
No problem. 4-0 and 6. Vermouth walking away. That Crimson Beacon, the fact that it gives you a shield allows for her to kind of tank a little bit of the funhouse.
Yeah, I think so. And they're going to lose this last turret in the base now for GGHG. This is...
Where do they pull the discipline, the mechanics, and the killer instinct from? TLG's on a whole nother level.
They are, and that's why I'm saying I think a lot of people coming into this for day one.
I didn't know their game. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time.
I'm sure maybe a Turner and LaFell as well, but look at this.
Here
Chi in trouble.
Chi catching a good chunk of the Z-Force, of the flame missiles, and here's the last standing right into the corner. Choke S securing that Lord, and there's a blazing duet into a freeze to win a crown by Foul, but it's not gonna lead to much. Quinn's still gonna go down. Vermouth gets a soul snare on the Ash, and it's just a matter of time. TLG taking down the Terizla. That's 2 members left. GGHG gotta defend.
They got to defend, and might I add that this is the best I've seen Jushin play it at this point. I know, you know, we have a very small pool of data for that, but it is on point right now from Vermouth. So with this, look at this. They're actually just going to keep putting pressure. You don't want to go to the fountain?
Oh, Vermouth!
Okay.
Takes a little too long. Try to get the snow snare, but could this be it? Foul gets knocked up. gets her immortality popped. Here comes the Salmon Force. Down she goes. Hani left to defend, and Chi. And there's the Minoan Fury. Can they end this? The base standing tall. Now it's down. TLG washing through.
Hey, TLG, you can see the claps coming out too because they have to feel good about that. Again, I'm sure back, even looking at the audience prediction when we see it later, it's going to be heavy for GGHG, man.
A wash. It washed it all out. All doubts. This TLG came to play.
In the first phase as well, homegirls were the ones to back down. Audience, are you down? Amazon Arena, are you down?
Can we just pass it to casters?
Are they ready? Nice
It doesn't
Leo,
matter.
are you guys down?
Hey, yes, we're down, I guess.
Jay Shaw.
Jay. Yeah, that's true. Well, hey, you know what? I love the draft once again. It's
Atlas
been a
is
while.
back.
Atlas. We're not an MSC, it's MWI, Leo.
But hey, you know what they say? Underneath the tides is Atlas.
So fitting. It's lore. It's lore.
It's lore accurate.
It's lore accurate. Well, let's jump into the game here. It's game number 2 for TLG versus GGHG. It's China and Malaysia, the two teams here battling it out. It's Group D in this first matchup. Once again, TLG surprised us in game 1 already.
Okay, game 1, we had a taste of what TLG and GGHG were bringing table as per their identity, right?
Yeah.
Now, TLG's identity is challenged. The Jushin was taken away. For some reason, Chokes decided to go for an early... Oh, wait, what? No, she's good.
Okay, I
She's
thought,
fine.
yeah.
Chokes goes for an early Nolan.
Yep.
And they bring in an Atlas. So they gotta be onto something, right? They must know something. There's gotta be a plan.
It's called, you know, just use the, which is surprising because I just saw the concussive blast too. But I was gonna say, you know, use that fatal links with this lineup
breath.
that they have. In the frigid, yes,
It's
the frigid breath, glacier.
Yeah,
Frigid glacier.
It's a crazy level of CC layering that, again, she's gonna make the most out of Fao and Hani's Purify,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yes, and I think part of it too, if you want to go ahead and fix what happened, also a major part from game 1 was control Yinyue on this Harith again, man. I think she was a key component for that #1 victory that they got in the previous game, and how she played on a macro level.
But something tells me this is enough. Again, GGHG, one of their main strengths from game 1 was an ungodly amount of CC. Here they kind of eased up on it.
They let go of a little bit.
Yeah.
They took some damage.
But it is more reliable now since a lot of their CC doesn't have to rely on big ticket ults that are for the big 5v5 fights.
But if they can get a good ticket final slash,
That's a different story.
that's a different story.
Yeah, the
right?
first turtle spawned up already, and it looks like TLG's gonna secure. They're pushing back the rest of GGHG, and this all happened all the while we were just talking about win conditions.
This so fast. Like, this is what I was impressed with from game 1, and now already in this early portion of game 2, I'll still say it. I'm impressed with the macro decisions and the no hesitation from TLG, because honestly, when we look at the previous matches today, I know you casted some of them, there was a lot of hesitation that we saw in those matchups. But this one, at least even for TLG, there hasn't been much. Interesting, Hani is going to take the Fatal Link now available for this.
As she should.
As she should. They're playing with the 2 Purifies. Yinhui has her own Purify. So this could be a great way to, you take the Fatal Links, you have that for Hani, and then you have a Spirit Destruction, Final Slash, and an I'm Offended. Like, there's a lot actually available for GGHG.
She has multiple ways to come in, right?
Yeah.
You have the Terrify, you have the Dash In, you can Purify on your way out with the Fatal Links, and it's all up to them now. Here we see the perfect match from Kinzaki, which is something we forget. I think maybe second to none, Atlas has the easiest way out of most things. Now here's a big team. But, the Fatal Links! Plus Yeguan, and then the answer, the Fatal Links, and the Fatal Links! And they do draw first blood on the Atlas. The Spear of Alpha coming through. Yin down, 3 for 1, the trade. All for Quinn. GGHG starting up strong.
Okay, taking a look at the STC replay. Look at this. Like you said, Fatal Links upon the Fatal Links. I'll drag you here, I'll drag you back. And even with the Z-Force, it wasn't enough. I mean, they just get handled here.
Not yet.
Not yet. The timing, the spikes are not here just yet because we talked about this in the previous game with the Harith. You need that time to build up here. And, you know, with that, it was an even spread for those kills for GGHG across the board between Chi, Hani, and Fafu.
You know what they look like?
Who?
Combat ropes. Just
I was going to say, yeah, at that point it does. I mean, that's why I was pointing it out when Hani grabbed that Fatal Links herself.
and she did so very early.
Did it, yeah. Early Thunder Belt, by the way, picked up by Ash here. This is something we see more often than not now.
Here we go.
Stuns.
Quick collapse. She's in trouble and gets caught out by Kinzaki. Yinwei secures the kill. The dash and the dash from Ash. Can she get one through the river? Ash has to walk out. The normal, the old-fashioned way. Down she goes, and the fight continues. Collapses underneath. Quinn gets one. Can Yinwei walk away? All right, a trade cleanup. 1-for-1, which still puts GGHG on. Whoa! Chokes! Chokes, can she get Quinn? He gets a double kill! I thought they were done and they're still going!
Oh, she's going to be able to, okay, she gets away, but man, just when you think that it was over, Choka says, no, it's not. And also, with all that, you know, at least for them, they made something better out of that situation. And on top of it, Chokez, like we saw what she did in the previous game, now she's able to replicate it here. At this point, a turret goes down as well. Taking a look at the replay once again, a great fight here. Yep. Initiated and started off, but man, TLG comes out swinging for this. You're gonna see a reinitiation from Hani as well, utilizing the penalty zone, fights them in the bush. A ton of damage is there with the Spear of Alpha, but then Chokas finds this moment to bring it back, you know, to equalize the favor.
Oh no, here we go one more time, a stolen. The links were moved down, Kinzaki too. This is looking bad for TLG. Base sent back. Is there enough of a body of Smith on there? No! Ash gets one, 3 for none. Clean wipeout.
Oh, clean wipeout. They're still gonna fight though, Hani.
Yinwei finds Hani. That's a kill. Ash up left, Alpha pushing off camera. Ash.
Oh!
No, 2K for Yinwei. And now they're still going. Chokes walks away. Non-stop.
Non-stop, and I know, like,
women are non-stop.
They like to duke it out. They're still gonna be going, chasing down.
Choke, no, that's Yinwei.
She's
Yinwei! Okay, Z-Force out, gets an extra shield. Wanted to fight, wanted to use a spell vamp, but that's a 3v1. I don't think that's a smart goal.
Yeah, and, you know, I know we don't have the exact numbers right now just yet, but these are a lot of back and forths, you know, going on, and I really want to see where things are falling in place, especially when it comes to the items here.
Okay, if you're talking about a back and forth and you're looking at a lineup like GGHG, that's very mid-game centric. Wait, that's a Fatal Link's already committed. Can Kinzaki walk away? She commits the flicker. She's finding one extra damage.
As you were saying, back and forth.
GGHG, they always will come out on top. They will come out on top of economy. They will come out up on trades. It's because they're a very mid-game centric lineup, and now they're still going. Vermouth used to force a flicker. There's a fridge of ice, and they do take down Hani. 2v2 up top. Chi and Fao, and I think Fao says let's get out of here.
Yeah, get out of there. That's fine. Great usage. I mean, for TLG, they're finding their little moments in these exchanges. I mean, even when a team fight happens and it's highly in favor of GGHG, it's usually Choke is able to find at least something in the exchange, or even Yin Yao. So with that, you have to go ahead and start to kind of think about, all right, these objectives, this next turtle is coming up here. Both teams are relatively equal. There we go. They are. You know, it's 21,000 pretty much across the board. There's 1+ turret here for GGHD, but this turtle now is up. And they're going to go ahead and just kind of get centered around here, but it looks like Quinn's just going to go ahead and take this.
Yeah.
She's fine. Conceal going to be used, though. They might force a fight.
Kinzaki looking for targets, finds one. It's just Chi. They blast her. She's taken out, and there's the answer. And that's 2 on the way out. Kinzaki down, base still standing. She did get her penalty zone in already. She's gonna get popped here. Look at the back line. Look at Yinwei dancing through the walls. Chokes looking for the burst, looking for the cleanup. No one home, not gonna force it. That's a 2-for-1 with a trade win for a GGHG. They're looking for the re-engage. Turtle scored, by the way, by the Malaysian squad on the way out. And all this while, Fafa was pushing. This is the Fafa we were looking for.
Yeah, this was. And, you know, she's having a much better game this time around, especially on this Roger pick. She's been playing really well, too, with the Purifies, because every time we see an initiation started from TLG, it's, again, usually with a concealed, they try to get that Fatal Links combination off, but Hani has done a great job at kind of stopping it from getting too out of hand. We're going to take a look once again at the STC replay here. This is the exchange we're talking about. Yep. Look at that. Hani brings 2 a bit further with her own Fatal Links. And really at this point, this is the thing about the Nolan. You really can't just shove yourself into this fight, right?
No.
You really have to be careful here. Chokez is able to get out, but you can see, you know, the tensions are there, of course.
And I think it's right to put the onus on Bay.
Yeah.
She has to be the initial purify. What is it?
Getter.
Trigger?
Oh,
Oh, wait,
trigger.
they do find one. Ash hit with the Fatal Links. Where do they go next?
Oh.
Already spent out the penalty zone. They're inside. Kinzaki gets popped here. Another one goes. That's Bay. Chokez looking for the engage in the back line. Down goes Ash. Yin Wei drops the Z-Force. Underneath tier 1. All right, still, again, the same result.
Same result.
2 for 1. And you know what they say about insanity?
What do they say?
It's expecting a new result with the same steps.
Steps. Something like that. I was going back
You
to
got the idea.
Yeah, I know.
Doing the same thing again, except there you go.
Something like that, yep.
Yeah. So-
doing the same thing, expecting the same results.
And that's the same thing, right? Like, again, look, and then throughout that whole thing, the whole debacle,
Yeah.
not a single purify was used.
Not a single. And that's the point you were getting at here, Leo. You know, you're saying that Bay has to be the one. She has to be the one.
The initial
To get those
purify
down.
trigger, yes.
Yes. And this could be the time for her to do that. She has a flicker and a penalty zone available. Chokez is going to get spotted out of that, you know, little bush that she was waiting in to get this vision, but they're going to go ahead and start up the Lord here. So it's already half health. She also waiting there, getting the information they need. They might, I don't know. I don't think they just get this freely.
Concede it, looks like.
Do they? Yeah. It looks like they're just going to give it up here. So very interesting decision from TLG. Maybe it's more so like we need more time. You know, but how much time do they need to buy to build up these items? What are they waiting for, you know?
Okay.
The 11-minute mark previous game, Harith had the Holy Crystal, Starlium Scythe, Feather of Heaven.
Not a simple and a clean go at the
Yeah.
gold for Yin Wei here in game 2 compared to game 1, right?
Definitely.
But I understand in the defense of TLG as what they did there. Are you going to try to contest and, you know, try to stop the inevitable, or are you going to go farm elsewhere, right? Like what
Yeah.
they did was farm elsewhere, trying to find something. Chi gets hit by the Fatal Links. Zaman Force dropped in. That's
Good
Chi
pick.
down. 4v5 now as they go for the defense. That's a great start.
All right, so as we were talking about that too, Holy Crystal's locked in. It's 10 seconds later from the previous game. So
Still on schedule.
Yeah, still pretty much on schedule. They're going to have to deal with the Lord, of course, keeping the mid lane down too, trying to hold on to that tier 1. But the eyes are set on this. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and grab this. That's the play here with that Lord take. Also going to lose some of the resources, but right now, oh, Hani. Okay, I didn't think they were going to start an initiation there. So it looks like still Lord's going to be worked on. And for now, TLG will go ahead and hold on to their base turrets. And as we're looking at it too, you know, a minor lead here. We're talking about 3,000-ish gold for GGHG.
Minor, but, you know, significant enough.
Yeah, it still plays a big part because I think that, you know, the nail on the head here is the fact that TLG has to get these purifies down. And so far, every time we've seen a skirmish or a team fight, man, the final slash has actually done wonders for this lineup for GGHG.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're already using the Fatal Links.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to chase Ash down.
And
but
it's worked out so well because TLG have been trying to get these kills and they almost only find Chi or Ash.
yeah.
Right?
And at that point, then they get just retaliated.
And and especially at that point, it's not worth it. Oh, here's an I'm offended. Kinzaki found. Got the Fatal Links on 2. The Purify spent up already on Fao Fao. Zaman Force dancing.
Good damage?
Yin Wei. Quinn is about to go. And they get bursted down. Fao Fao was here. Fao Fao.
What?
Helping Quinn score a double. That's 3 for none. GGHG.
Great team fight. And somehow, I mean, I expected Quinn to go down, but she survived, and she has the immortality.
These fighter junglers, man.
These fighter junglers. And I guess that's the difference when we were talking about this in game 1 was like that door, right? That room for the fighter versus fighters, if you will.
Yep.
A good taste of damage plus utility. And, you know, so far, Nolan is not able to match up exactly the way we saw with Bane in the previous one. Because looking at this replay, you know, this was actually a pretty good team fight. Great Frigid Glacier laid down as well. But Fao Fao just re-engages at the right time to clean things up. And Quinn, because of the way Alpha works, and you get that sustainability, it's tough to take Quinn down. So great team fights there. And this is most likely just going to lead into a Lord take now, once again, for GGHG.
Should be relatively easy. Again, same situation as that first Lord. Like, if you're not going to contest, let it go.
Just
right?
let it go.
And now, Kinzaki with the conceal,
Never
finds
mind.
2, comes in, gets blasted, final slash. That's Chi.
Oh.
And now the Frigid. Oh, there's no one home. The Z4s are dancing. They're dancing. Down goes
There's
Hani.
Fao.
They're still going. Look at Fao from the east. And they're still going. Bay gets taken out. Kanzaki, 2 for 1 the trade. And Chokas, where's she going? What's she thinking? Fakes the recall, reveals herself. Now Ashy with the dash. Favo coming in. This is not good. Chokas shut down. This is all going down for TLG.
Oh, that was tough to see. Again, it just looked like, you know, TLG, you were saying it. Maybe just let it go. You don't have to force this fight, but instead, Kanzaki was like, no, we are going to fight.
Frozen fans.
Yes. Just, they don't like it. They don't want to let things go. They want to fight. How do you let a tide fall down?
Best grossing film of 2013.
That's true.
Here we go, an SCC replay one more time. This is the tail end of the disaster. That was the Hani for Kanzaki and Bay trade. Usually when you take out a gold laner, or rather a mid laner,
Yeah.
it's a good deal, right? That's a huge amount of damage in utility. You take a Hani, but if for the price of Kanzaki and Bay, that's a high price.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a big take.
That's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive, and right now, they're gonna have to defend against this push. I mean, Lord's still making its way in the bottom side. You're gonna try to hold this on, but I think you have to watch it.
That's a high price.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a big take.
That's quite expensive.
It's quite expensive, and right now, they're gonna have to defend against this push. I mean, Lord's still making its way in the bottom side. You're gonna try to hold this on, but I think you have to watch it. Penalty zone used. Defensively, at least to clear the wave, at least to deal with it?
No purifies spent, but it should be fine. Again, given maybe 15, 20 seconds, they should be back in shape. Kanzaki still has her Fatal Links, though, so just say goodbye to this turret.
Yeah, Hani has it as well. This is what we've seen time and time again.
Woo.
This is that insanity. So turrets are going to go down to mid and bottom. Lord's still up. It's quite healthy. TLG's got to deal with it.
That's a half-health Lord coming through. Bay hits him with the penalty zone, and there's a Fatal Links. Looking great. Quinn down. Inside the base, Chi and Hani fall as well. Oh, Yihuan just dancing. And they almost get a wipe out. Just
TLG!
oh, and that's it.
What?
Why? All the way, taking everyone down from GGHG. And I'm not so sure if this is enough to call a GG.
I guess they're not insane. As we look at the SCC replay, they have done this time and time again. Penalty zone used, a Fatal Links used, and they win this fight. Talk about a setup from Vermouth too. Man, the Frigid Glacier, multiple targets.
This is a comeback-based defense moment, unlike those we've seen from the heyday of the old Smart Omega Execration days. Like, that's how they used to play. Inside the base, underneath their own objectives, they would pull off a wipeout like that. Again, a lot of the map belonged to GGHG, so this is still recovery mode for TLG, but I could have sworn that was going to end right then and there.
I would say that too. And again, when you look at it, it's like, all right, you know, they didn't get anything off of that aside from getting some big gold now in their pockets, which is a big part that at least makes them, it makes them competitive for the next objective. Because without that, yes, they didn't go and march down the mid lane, you know, and run it down mid or anything like that, but they've got plenty of items. This is a power spike for them as well. You can see exactly where Yinhao is. I mean, she is on line here, even though with the Divine Glaive locked in now. And, you know, for the rest, that could be all it takes, man. A good placement of the Frigid Glacier, even following up to the Fatal Links or the penalty zone.
Yeah, despite Bay dying like 6 times, she's still able to build a full kit at 17 minutes.
That's something about the Rizzler. It's something about Terizla where you can literally be 0 and 5.
Yeah, she's not the punching base. The Hammer Bay, final slash, pushing out 2. That's the perfect match. It was Bay and Kanzaki in that bush. Now Quinn back to the job. Vermouth forced to flicker back. So she's gonna have to recover for a bit, make sure she's topped up and ready. Ash dancing here with Chokes, and they continue.
They're gonna fight. They're gonna actually go for it. Fatal Link's only gonna find 1.
And there we go. Fao looking for targets. A big knockup from the Lord. Yunhui with the dance. Z-Force. Where's the targets? Down goes Bay. Down goes Ash. 1 for 1. The trade so far, and the Lord gets reset. Chokes keeping this bush. Chi spots her, and there's a jump. Fao gets a double kill. Kanzaki down. Chokes versus the world. 3v1. Not gonna happen. And it's just Yinhui and Vermouth inside the base, not going TLG's way.
Again, they'll have enough time to wait for this defense, but that's objective secured, that's team fight secured. As we look at the STC replay again, Fafao comes in. You're not getting away, Kanzaki, so she cleans that up, gets Chokez too, and this has been a problem. This Roger from Fafao, 12-2-9, absolutely massive here. And she's having a hell of a game, and now they're going to hold on the best they can. Chido.
Yeah. Pops her immortality, the Frigid Glacier, caught no one home. That's the freeze by Quinn. The Z4 still alive for Yinwei. She is rocking all of the shields and the immortality. She's fine.
Let me ask you this. How can you freeze me with Frigid Glacier if I have a Winter's Crown?
That's right. You can't freeze me. I'll freeze myself.
I'll freeze myself. I'll one-up you.
Yeah. But TLG aren't out of the woods just yet.
They're not.
There is a massive Lord in mid. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be an evolved Lord, so it's the worst kind.
And their wave clear isn't the best,
no.
right? They can force a fight under the Zaman Force, especially. It looks like they're going to do just that. So, GGHG, are they going to force the fight themselves here? Trying to clear out some of these waves, feel this out, but they're going to go in.
Oh no, Yinwei from the back gets hit by a lot of CC. Gets your mentality popped, and she gets frozen underneath the final slash. And she's dashing. Lord still up. Lord at 10th of its health. And look at the back line. Kanzaki hits one in the base. Got overloaded with damage. We're at a 1-1 between GGHG and TLG.
Yeah.